is up, everybody? Welcome to the F and Nerds podcast. My name is Nick Denizio, and across from me is my dude, Martin Moreno.
What's up?
How we doing?
Good. How you doing, man?
You ready, man? We're in episode 10.
Episode 10, a decade.
A decade.
There's no, there's no other term. Like 25 is silver, 50 is like, whatever, I don't know. But yeah, 10.
What are you talking about?
You know how like when you have like terms for like
Milestones?
I guess is that the thing?
Yeah, I mean this would be a milestone.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know how like 25 is like the silver anniversary?
Yeah.
So is there one?
I don't know if there's one for 10.
Right.
I think it's just, hey, congratulations on a decade.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
But still, number 10.
Double digits. Getting phone calls.
Potential spam. Well, fuck that. So pretty excited today. Do you want to know why? Because we are actually starting to come out of quarantine and things are starting to open back up. AMC Theaters kicking it off. So AMC Theaters, the world's largest exhibitor, has unveiled plans to reopen after the coronavirus forced it to close its more than 600 venues in the country. The company is expected to resume operations in 450 of those locations on July 15th and expects to be almost fully operational by the time Disney's Mulan debuts on July 24th, and Tenet, which has been pushed back 2 weeks to July 31st. AMC is also reducing its seating capacity to enforce social distancing, placing hand sanitizing stations throughout, and encouraging people to wear masks, a sentiment they didn't share at first, but quickly changed their minds after serious backlash.
After they got shitted on.
And we watched that unfold completely.
Yeah. I was like...
That was hysterical.
It was funny because I read it to you. I'm like, oh, they're opening back up. And I was like telling you everything. And I told you like they're not going to enforce masks because they don't want to be like controversial.
Yeah, and I was like, what?
Yeah, and I was like, all right, that's not going to stick around for much longer. And then pretty much quickly after that, I just saw people being like, well, fuck that, then I'm not going to go.
Right, like that night. And then the next day, they're like, all right, you guys know we're masks.
That whole article was just like, in my opinion, we could be 100% wrong. But in my opinion, that whole article was bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, we were fine. We could have opened up if we wanted to. We were just playing
absolutely.
it safe.
Considering the fact that like the whole media, like from when they shut down and then from the time they shut down to about now, in that like 3-month span, there were so many things going around about how they were going bankrupt, about how a studio was going to buy. At one point, Amazon was about to buy them, and then they said that, oh no, we're fine, we're going to be okay. And then 2 weeks later, another thing came out that said that they were going to file for bankruptcy and that they lost like $20 billion or something.
No, bro,
crazy.
They were
like
fine.
That. Oh, no, and then they were fine. Yeah.
They could have opened in a bunch of places they wanted to.
Right.
You know, so don't listen to that's
where'd that money come from?
That's a good question. Not just that, but like wherever it came from, they're getting a serious return.
Absolutely.
I can imagine because I'm sure they just like, we could be wrong, but I imagine they were almost desperate and they were like, we'll literally give you like X% or whatever. And whoever invested into that.
I don't want to speculate, but I have an idea of where that money came from.
I have an idea too. And no, it's not Nick's parents.
Nope.
But might be my parents. But yeah, whoever it is getting some serious money back. For sure.
Yeah. And it's just crazy that the fact that like AMC, which is like the largest theater chain, just could not handle a few months closure.
Not just that, but the entire country. Like literally fucking Cheesecake Factory. Right? Are you serious? Like you literally can't go like a month without business. Right. Like it just kind of goes to. This is a whole nother conversation.
I know,
but it just kind of goes to show about how just people are in a way kind of. I guess it's not prepared for a couple.
Get your finances in check, you bums.
Get your finances in order. Get some advisors in there. That's what they're there for. And yeah, but we're happy it's coming back.
Yeah, and really excited for it. I think on the 17th they're gonna re-release Inception, which is really cool.
Have you seen that movie?
No,
I've been telling you about that movie forever. I think I've told you about it once or twice.
I fucking love that movie.
I know you do, man. I know. Me too.
So that's coming out, and I think they're gonna show like a few trailers of upcoming WB movies with it. You know, because like it's, even though it's a re-release, they're still trying to get people to go to the theater to see it, which I will absolutely go see it. I think we're gonna try to go if we can, and I believe that's gonna be our first look at Dune, which I don't know if it's still gonna come out in December, but you know,
I thought it got pushed.
Hasn't gotten pushed yet.
Okay.
I think that what they announced, Oscar Isaac said that they're going back for reshoots in August. So I'm just assuming that's going to get pushed, but it hasn't been pushed yet.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see that.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to hear more people complain about the haircuts. By the way, I apologize about my water. I know I have a big ice cube in there, so I apologize if you hear the clinking. And I was
the clang.
The clang. These microphones are very sensitive. They literally pick up everything. My fucking stomach growls when you hear it. So I apologize about the clink, 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 clink. But I'll keep that in mind for next time. But yes, super excited for AMC Theaters and ready to go back, man. I think it's the longest I've ever gone without seeing a movie.
Yeah, in theaters.
Yeah.
By far. Like, not since I was a little kid that I've gone this long.
First of all, when you were a kid, first double feature.
First double feature. My first double feature did not come until...
Well, yeah, not if you were a kid. I guess just in general, your first double features.
You want to know what's funny?
Because Nick and I crush double features.
Yeah.
We do it all the time.
You know what's funny is I don't think I've ever really done a double feature until the last couple of years.
Really?
Because I've done where I've gone back to see a movie the same day, like the same movie. Like I think I did that with...
I don't think I've done that,
You never done that?
I don't think so. No,
I've
seen movies like back-to-back days. Like I remember I saw... one that comes to mind is Dark Knight. I saw like the midnight screening and I saw it that next day. I mean, technically it's the same day, but it's not really like I still went home and slept and woke up, you know. So
well, I went to go see Smoking Aces like the day it came out in the afternoon.
Bro, back-to-back episodes of Smoking Aces.
I know, right? And then I went that night. I love that movie.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan.
That's a good movie.
It's a sloppy mess, but I absolutely love that movie.
It is, yeah. And Alicia Keys is not the greatest actress.
No,
but it's fun.
Still really good.
It's a blast.
Yeah, a lot of fun. But yeah, and then that was probably I don't even know what my first double feature was. I know that we like the last couple of years, man. In like the last year itself, we've crushed so many.
Yeah, my first one was Power Rangers and Lion King.
Wow.
Yeah, I was little. I remember watching Power Rangers, like blown away by the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. That was the greatest thing ever. And then we stuck around and I'm like, what is happening? And then Lion King came on. And like at that time, you're just so young, you don't really process it. Mm-hmm. But yeah. And then since then, I also did, I did Bad Boys 2 and Charlie's Angels Full Throttle also when I was younger.
That's epic.
Yeah,
That's epic.
It was a fun, bad blast of a double feature. It was fun though. It was a good time.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're really excited that there's a fine start to open back up. And I keep telling you this, when Tenet comes out, we're going to like document like us going to see it and what that experience is like going into the theater, how we're going to have to sit, you know, wearing the masks, you know, what that's
Hazmat
like.
Suits.
Hazmat suits.
I want like a I Am Legend type of situation. We're going to hire some digital people, digital effects people. We're going to go into Times Square or maybe California. Who knows where we live? We keep it a secret. We don't want to let people know.
Oh, we don't really keep that much a secret.
Bro, mystery. It's all about the mystery.
How about Mr. E?
Mystery.
And another name for mystery?
Enigma.
Mr. E. Nigma. Edward Nigma.
But yeah, I want some like I Am Legend type of situation where we have like an old BVS poster up there and like all this tall grass and fucking animals. Like we're gonna make it happen.
All right, I'm down.
It's not gonna happen, but one can dream.
All right, moving on to a few movies that have actually been in the works for like years and are finally starting to get some traction. The Mike Tyson biopic is officially moving forward. Jamie Foxx starring as the boxing icon. Foxx confirmed it in a Twitter interview with DR Movie News and broke down the film's opening as well. He later shared photos of his physique on Instagram as his search for finding Mike is currently underway. So this has been kicking around for a long time, and Fox has actually been attached to it for a while. And at one point, I think Scorsese was going to direct it.
Yeah, I think it was like 2014.
Yeah.
Which would have been,
It would have been so
good.
good.
It would have made sense.
Yeah.
You know, like kind of going back to that sort of like Raging Bull kind of a aesthetic or feel. But yeah, like you said, he's been sort of revolving around this project or kind of just like lingering around this project for a while now, and good for him. Jamie Foxx to me, like I always kind of see him as like a safe choice if you're going to put him in a movie. Like the guy is just
like he'll come in and deliver.
He'll come in and deliver. His movies aren't always great, but he always does a good job, and he's covered so many different genres. Like I was looking at his IMDb the other day. The dude literally puts out work at least once a year since like '92.
It's crazy.
Which is fucking crazy. That he's busy. He's busy, and at first the Tyson biopic to me doesn't really sound appealing, and I'm almost like, do we really need it right now? Especially when there's like a lot of controversy going around Mike Tyson. I personally really like Mike Tyson. I'm happy to see him back in fighting shape. All these videos during quarantine I've really enjoyed. But when you have Jamie Foxx come on board and you see how excited he is, how he's taking it really seriously, it makes me a little excited. And I'm like, okay, now I'm leaning more towards like, all right, cool. Like I'm ready for this movie. I'm ready to see it. Yeah,
and I mean, Mike Tyson himself is a very controversial figure, and his life is pretty crazy. So, I mean, it was only a matter of time before it got adapted to, film adaptation. I think Jamie Foxx is an awesome choice, although I am curious to see like what part of Tyson's life, if they're going to do like a full blown, like when he's young to when he's older.
Well, when he described it, did you see that interview when he described it on
I only saw a little bit. Like, did he say if they're going to like, is he going to get like de-aged, or is it like...
No, so the way from what he described it as of like, it's going to start off with kind of like this, he went into like serious depth, almost as if he was reading the script. Like, he just had it memorized. Essentially going to start off in New York, and they're going to kind of like, the camera's going to come into like a gym, and you're going to see Mike Tyson. Fuck, now I forgot. It's either Mike Tyson as a kid, like watching someone box, or Mike Tyson as an adult watching someone box. Like either, I think he's as a kid.
Right.
Fuck, I should have.
It's fine. We're gonna roll the clip during this part.
Yeah.
The camera is high, but not as high as the heavens, just above the trees, and it's snaking through New York. Somewhere in New York, and it's cold, and people are on their way to work. It's just one camera, and you hear focus mitts being hit in the distance, and it's capturing regular day, blue collar people, you know what I'm saying, in the hood. It's just regular, people on their way somewhere. And then we get up to this boxing gym, we see the doors, and the camera stops, and you hear the doors open magically, camera snakes in, and we see in the distance a hulking figure holding focus mitts and a little kid hitting the mitts, and you hear the kid asking the hulking figure, "My dad said you were amazing. My dad said you was one of the best. You was boss. You was this, you was that." And you hear the person's voice, "Don't worry about what your dad said. Just throw the right. Make sure you keep your left though. You get your head knocked off." And as the camera gets closer, you see that it's now Mike Tyson.
But he essentially gets knocked down, and he gets back up, and he gets back up like in the ring. And it's like him in the ring as like a younger. And then from there, they're kind of, from what I understood, they're going to kind of go back and forth.
Gotcha.
In between like his different
So they're probably going to do some de-aging in there, I would think.
Probably.
Or at least makeup to make him look younger.
Yeah, and Jamie Foxx is going to like completely embody the role. We've seen him do it before. It's almost like, I feel like his voice is like, he is going to go into that Mike Tyson voice. Like, he's going to nail it.
Well, that's
I already know he's going to nail it. Just because like his cadence of his voice, I can like already picture him like nailing that shit.
Well, Jamie Foxx is just fantastic with impressions, regardless. Like I don't know if you've seen him on Joe Rogan. He does a Robert Downey Jr. impression that is spot on, and it's absolutely hilarious.
I called Robert. I said, "Listen, I need you to play a Mexican." He says, "Dude, here's the deal. Sure, fuck it. Sure, why not? Fuck it. Sure, of course. Sure, Mexican, whatever."
Yeah, you have to, especially with Mike Tyson, because he has a very specific voice, that you have to do it to where it sounds legit and not like it's a parody. You know what I mean? To the point, because like, if you don't have the right actor in there, that could really come off as being like overly comedic in how he's speaking. You know what I mean? Like, it's because people, try to do a Tyson impression all the time, and it comes off as just being funny. You know what I mean? So, and I think Jamie Foxx do a good job of trying to embody that and not have it come off being like, kind of
a parody.
Funny. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think what you said, it makes sense. Like, definitely like I think he's going to avoid that sort of sense of like coming off as a parody. I think that's a really good way of putting it.
Yeah. And like I'm a big fan of boxing movies. I really want them to get a really good director for this movie. Like,
do we know if the screenplay's already been done?
If Fox is already talking about it, I'm assuming there's I know there's been drafts. I don't know if they're going to bring on another writer to do another pass on it. But
do you know who the writer is?
No idea.
Yeah, that's
no idea who the writer is. I think you need to find yourself a top tier director for this project. You can't get some.
I think so too.
Some journeyman or some kind of like middling kind of director. You need somebody that's really going to deliver.
Don't sell us on this like he's a visionary,
right?
Like, get someone who knows what they're doing. And look, that doesn't mean that they can't get a youngin come in and blow our shit out of the water. But let's treat this properly. Let's treat it right.
Absolutely, 100%.
Especially since I feel like also when biopics come out around the time that someone's alive, it's also a little like you want to pay homage to I guess in all senses you want to pay homage to the person that you're portraying, but like the fact that, like you said, he's very controversial, he's still around, like don't get someone who's going to be shy. Like, I want to really dive into a lot of the controversy, a lot of the stuff that happened in his life. So
and you also need a director that's going to manage big personalities, because just like the fact that you have Jamie Foxx, who's seems like he knows his material and how he wants this thing to play out, and then you're obviously going to have Tyson's going to be involved in some aspect because it's about his life. You know what I mean? So you need to have a director that can do all this and then also manage all these people as well in the right way. Because a lot of times with these projects, you get like I think this is kind of what happened with Bohemian Rhapsody, is you had a wealth of problems on that movie, but the fact that you had the living members of Queen calling the shots, not the person that was making the movie, and when that usually happens, you get conflicting visions, and the movie suffers because of that.
Well, the editor also, I still can't believe that won Best Editor.
I know.
This fucking so stupid.
Well, that goes into the wealth of problems that the movie had to begin with, but yeah, like that's my next thing I want to see for this project is what director steps in and takes the reins on it.
Right. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you think the Mike Tyson biopic will feature the tiger from The Hangover?
Oh, I would like to see it go into like them filming The Hangover and like with the tiger. And everything.
That would be amazing.
Just have him like on set and everything. Yeah.
I was just doing it as like a joke, but that's actually amazing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like if there's a moment where he's like sitting in his living room and they approach like, yo, Mike, these guys want to make like a movie about you, and they want to steal your tiger. You'd be like, wait, what? They want to steal my tiger?
They want to take his ate his ass like Omar.
Respect. What happened to Omar?
Well, don't worry about Omar. He's not with us no more.
That would be so good.
That would be so
now
good.
I want it, but
yeah.
I don't think I feel like it's going to be more of like drama based, so I don't think they'll go into that. But that would be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be
really
fun
cool
to speculate. Yeah.
Okay, so let's jump back into this. The Greatest Showman and Logan star Hugh Jackman is in discussions to star as Ferrari founder Enzo Ferrari in Michael Mann's passion project Ferrari. The film will focus on the summer of 1957 when all the forces in Ferrari's life collide. The script, which is originally penned by the late Troy Kennedy Martin, has been revised by Mann and is currently being shopped around ahead of its scheduled spring 2021 shoot. So yeah, this is a project that's been in development for a long, long time. At one point, Christian Bale was in talks to play Ferrari, and I think he was attached before he dropped out. And then, oddly enough, he went on to go star in Ford versus Ferrari, which was executive produced by Michael Mann.
Great movie.
So really, yeah, awesome movie. And so it's kind of come full circle here. This is an exciting pairing. I mean, Hugh Jackman is always, he's a stud. He just comes in and crushes every role he takes. And, I'm a huge Michael Mann fan, so I think I hope this is a nice big comeback for him because we haven't had a really great Michael Mann movie in a long time.
Yeah, you're a big Michael Mann slut, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
I'm with you, man. It's it's been a while.
It's been a
while. I was just trying so hard not to say it, and I just said it anyway.
It just has to come out.
It came out. But yeah, I also am a huge fan of early Michael Mann, like some of the stuff that he did. I want to say, well, you had like Collateral, and then
Collateral was probably his last great movie.
But wasn't Vice before that?
Vice was after. Miami Vice came after.
Miami Vice. Okay, so then kind of pre-Collateral. Kind of want to see him get back to that route.
Yeah.
As you said, Hugh Jackman, he's a stud. Despite the fact that he's played this iconic character of Wolverine forever, you never see Logan on the big screen whenever he's playing someone else. You always see something. You always see whatever character he's portraying. This is a very kind of Oscar-baited role from the sounds of it. So maybe it'll get the guy his golden statue. We are rooting for him.
We can only hope.
But yeah, I'm excited to see where it's going to go, and I'm excited about the premise because I was reading a little bit into it, and it's focusing, like you said, on the summer of 1957, which, from my understanding, could be wrong, was the last summer of the 1957 Mil Maglia. I don't know I can't speak Italian, but it was like a this crazy race where you were pretty much racing against the clock in like public Italian roads.
Yeah, it was like
wild.
Like 1,000-mile race through Italy. Yeah,
through like the public streets of Italy. But yeah, I'm really excited to hear more news about this. I'm excited to see who else are going to cast. I'm excited to see the cast are going to build around I almost said around Wolverine, around Hugh Jackman. And yeah, looking to see who's going to pick it up.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what distributor is kind of like in the eye for it, but it's like you said, it's definitely an award season project, and it's got this prestige around it because you have Hugh Jackman, you have Michael Mann, and yeah, I'm also excited because I really like Michael Mann's style that he's kind of adapted since Collateral, even though some of the movies haven't been as good. It's this very documentary style look to it, to where he uses like these very like really crazy like HD cameras that it looks real, like it looks like real life. It doesn't have like that cinematic look to it.
But almost like a soap opera.
Yeah, I mean, even more so than that, it feels, it has just this grit and realism to it. You know what I mean? And for a project like this, I think it's gonna be really cool to see, especially since it's gonna take place in 1957, and I'm assuming it's all gonna take place in Italy, so it's gonna have like that aesthetic and that period picture quality to it. So yeah, really excited for that, and the racing scenes in general. Because if we're comparing it to Ford vs. Ferrari had phenomenal like racing scenes, like the way they were shot and how they were filmed, and very on the edge of your seat kind of stuff. So I'm curious to see how Mann does his stuff, because Mann's no stranger to action scenes. He does them a lot. And
he does them really well too.
He does them really well, especially when he does like a shootout. It's always like high quality. So I think he's going to really bring something. And the hope is that he brings something unique to it and something a little bit different than what we've seen before. Because if you look at like Rush and Ford vs. Ferrari, really good stuff, but you don't want it to be the same thing over and over again. So hopefully he kind of
Drive with Sylvester Stallone. Is it Drive or Driven?
I think no, Driven.
Driven, right?
It's Driven. Yeah.
And Sunshine.
And
Sylvester Stallone, Sunshine. He had to hop on one foot in order to drive the car. Woof.
Yeah.
Woof. But I'm sorry I broke your train of thought. Were you going to say anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
You're good? But yeah, I'm excited to see this. I echo everything you just said. And Michael Mann is no stranger to time or period films. So I'm excited to see what he does. And even though we were talking about the racing scenes and the action scenes, I feel like it's going to be more drama and more like kind of character study, very focused, because it's talking about a lot of the personal shit that he was going through.
Yeah.
I read a little bit into it, like the death of his son.
With his sons. Well, I think he lost 2 sons.
Yeah, his marriage was falling apart. He was having like financial struggles.
Company's going bankrupt.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what Hugh Jackman's gonna. I'm excited to see him dig his claws into it, and yeah. And I have one fun story that I need to put it out in public that people need to know.
All right, tell the people.
When we went to TIFF last year, okay, and we saw Ford vs. Ferrari at the screening, we were like in the front row, and up in the what's that thing called?
The balcony.
The balcony. Thank you. Up in the balcony was the cast, the director, the crew was Matt Damon, Christian Bale, James Mangold, all of them up there. Okay, when the movie was over. Obviously, we didn't know where they were, but the movie was over. Everyone came up, started clapping. People went crazy, and then we're like, oh, they're up there. So cool. So, we kind of turned around, and we saw them up there, getting, the light was on them. They were getting their applause, whatever. And I'm like, Batman was looking over us. Literally, right. Batman was looking over us. I'm like, all right, cool. See you later. We left. I forgot my jacket, so I went back to get my jacket. And as I went back to get my jacket, they were still up there. And then Christian Bale came up to the edge of the balcony. He took out his phone, and he took a picture of the screen. And I noticed that, and since we were in the front row, I was literally right there. So I just put my hand up and just held it there for a while.
Did he wave back at you?
No, I think he was like, who the fuck is that kid? But long story short, I am in Christian Bale's phone. There's a picture in Christian Bale's phone that I'm in. And if that day comes, actually when that day comes, when we interview Christian Bale for whatever it may be, I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to be like, what about your phone? Let me see those pictures. Because I'm in there, and we gotta confirm it. We got to confirm it. For all I know...
Do you think I can hit you with some realism for a second?
What
actually happened is he snapped the photo, and he goes, oh, look at this fucking my photo, and he deleted it.
Probably. Or he redid it again and zoomed in more.
Right.
So I'm not in there.
Yeah.
But there is a high chance that I am in Christian Bale's phone. Yeah. Just needed to get that out there. Needed to let the people know. And maybe one day, hopefully, if he is listening, if he's one of our 12 listeners, he'll go through his pictures from TIFF, and when he took a picture and be like, oh, that's a fucking kid. That's
there
what
he
he's talking about. Just some loser with his hand up, just kind of waving and holding his jacket in his hand. But yeah, a little fun moment of the pod right there for you.
All right, well, into some composer news. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice and Mad Max Fury Road composer Junkie XL is on board to score Godzilla vs. Kong. He'll be taking over for Bear McCreary, who did an amazing job scoring 2019's Godzilla King of the Monsters. Godzilla vs. Kong is set to be released next year in May after being delayed twice this year, which kind of sucks, but yeah.
Well, I feel like a lot of the backlash from King of Monsters kind of put them in a little bit of a, oh shit, we got to make sure this movie's good. And I feel like they probably changed some shit around.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because of some of the stuff that happened. Yeah, because it's unfortunate. I really wanted to like King of the Monsters. I was really looking forward to it. There were some good moments, but overall, the dialogue in that movie was just woof. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the music. And we think Bear McCreary did an amazing job.
Yeah, that score during Rodan, the
Rodan score
is
so good. I don't even know what the fuck that instrument was. Like a horn or something. I don't know. But then like the drums, and it worked really well in context with that scene. That scene was a lot of fun. So you're like, all right, this guy crushed it. Like the movie may not have been that good, but the music was. So you kind of like, all right, cool. I'm excited to see what he's gonna do for the next one. He's not gonna come back for the next one. That's okay though, because he get replaced by fucking Junkie XL,
right.
who has really come into his own over the past maybe like decade. He's kind of really shown off what he can do. At this point, this is where I feel he belongs in this sort of like large scale epic blockbuster. Like I want to see him compose this like crazy. Like I'm excited to see his score, his work going along with like fucking Godzilla and Kong just like beating the shit out of each other and just like kaiju destruction.
He's no stranger to two titans just fighting each other. You know what I mean?
I knew you were gonna go there, but yes, I agree with whatever you may think of Batman vs Superman. The music was good. It was a little intense at times, but yeah, it was good. It was good music there.
Yeah, and he's just a guy. I mean, he's just been doing work, man. Like he's just jumped from project to project, and like he's definitely made one hell of a career for himself lately. And the fact that he's now jumping on board with this, and he has a busy slate coming up too, because he's got Zack Snyder's Justice League, which he's coming back to finally bring his score back to that, which is exciting. And yeah, I can't wait. I really like his stuff, especially his Mad Max Fury Road score, which to me is one of the best. It's one of the best. It's one of the best scores for a movie I think you can get. And it's, I've said this before, it's still sitting in my gym playlist because I cannot get enough of some of those tracks.
Well, we have a score and soundtracks playlist because we're adorable like that. We share one. And I feel like of all the tracks that we've added, like there's like a few that I listen to on repeat, and then that's like definitely one of those. Like you listen to it once, you're like, I'm going to listen to it again.
Yeah.
And it just keeps recycling. It's still there. It's very relevant still for us at least. And I'm excited to see what he's going to do for this.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you too. So obviously, King of the Monsters was a disappointment for the both of us, and we were really excited for it to come out because it had like the trailers for it were absolutely fantastic.
Those trailers, oh my god, the fucking Comic-Con trailer
was amazing.
From 2018, unreal.
Yeah,
unreal.
One of the best trailers ever, in my opinion. And obviously, so King of the Monsters was a disappointment, unfortunately. What are your hopes for Godzilla versus Kong?
I just hope it's just good writing.
Yeah.
Because my biggest issues, I mean, I had obviously some of the, I thought the fight scenes in, like when you look at the sort of the way that Godzilla and Kong were shot, it's very wide, very kind of like large camera, so you can get a sense of everything that's going on.
Especially Skull Island. We rewatched it. That last fight is awesome because of just how wide the camera is,
and it's like zooming in, so you get a sense of the scale of the landscape. And they do the same thing with Godzilla at the end, the final battle. You have this really wide camera shot, so you can see the buildings, you get a sense of scale and everything that's going on. That was some of the issues I had in King of Monsters, because they kind of went into a more sort of compacted kind of shot.
To the point where like there were, especially that first fight with Godzilla and Ghidorah, like in I think it's Antarctica, right?
Yeah,
and you can't really see anything.
No, everything's like flashy and it's dark.
Shaky. It's dark. It's like snowing. Like that should have a way more epic feel to it. And it's just it has a very muddy look to it.
Yeah, I mean, I love the monster designs. I loved how they looked. But I kind of hope they go back to sort of larger camera work where you can get a sense of everything, get a sense of scale. I hope they go back to, I don't know if it's smart writing, but I just hope it's better dialogue than what we had in King of Monsters. Some of the dialogue was just bad. And it sucks because I'm a big fan of Matt Doherty. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Michael Doherty. Thank you. Michael Doherty. Because of Trick or Treat. But I feel like he's just slowly kind of... Because Hollywood's like a what have you done for me lately kind of thing. He had Krampus, which didn't do too well. Then he had this, which obviously didn't do too well. So, and then he wrote the script for the next one. So I feel like some of the issues that they had in regards to why it was delayed was probably because I just assume that they were probably like fine tuning the script and getting some of the story a little bit better.
Right.
So I hope story wise, I hope it's better. Again, camera work, I hope it's better. And I'm just excited to see what they're going to do because if you think of scale, Godzilla is way bigger than Kong.
Yeah.
Like Kong essentially comes up to like his like hip or maybe like his knee.
Even that. Well, and the thing is that the Kong Skull Island was just a teenager, so now he's fully grown.
Yeah.
So the idea is that he's a lot larger now, and is a little bit more, can go toe to toe with Godzilla. But yeah, like the thing for this is you really have to nail those fight scenes between them, because like I'm just picturing like just this massive city landscape that they're fighting in, and you just have Kong like literally leaping from building to building as Godzilla's shooting his fucking fire breath at him. You know what I mean?
Godzilla, like Kong landing on the Empire State Building, fucking ripping it off and throwing it like as a spear. Like I say that too, though. You know this. Like we'll be walking through New York whenever we're there. Because do we live there? Who knows? Maybe it's a mystery. But whenever we're walking through New York, you've heard me say that when I'm like, can you imagine if there's just like a big monster fight like right now? Because you look up and you see these buildings, and you just like imagine like creatures
like that big, size.
Like you want that sense of scale, and being like in the midst of it. That's kind of what like that kind of Cloverfield kind of feel to it, or like or even like in Civil War again when we went back to like the footage when they're doing the footage reel for Sokovia Accords, and there's like that there's like that handheld footage of like Hulk jumping around and shit like falling on you, fucking down, like crushing people and stuff like. I want that. I want the sense of this like large, epic scale. Like get creative with the camera work. You did it for Godzilla. You did it for Kong. You kind of went backwards a little bit for King of the Monsters. So let's jump back into it. And special effects wise, like they're just kind of getting better in terms from Godzilla to like the special effects for Kong are amazing. Yeah. So like again, like I'm excited to see what they're going to do. Like pushing that boundary. So yeah, man, I'm excited. I hope it delivers. I really do, because I'm really rooting for a lot of the people involved. Right,
and this is like, I don't know how much further, because box office wise, how much further this universe is going to be going forward, because each movie has declined as it's come out. Like each movie's made less and less in this MonsterVerse. Like Godzilla was the most, then Kong made a little bit less, and then King of the Monsters really did not make a whole lot of money. So the hope is that this kind of brings that back. But if this is like going to be the final chapter of this, you know, this like whole like Godzilla universe kind of thing, like hopefully it brings it out on like a high note.
Me too.
And it can close it out.
And I feel like it's going to be titled Godzilla vs Kong, but I feel like it's essentially going to be them teaming up to fight something else. It's going to be a BVS.
I mean, they keep doubling down that there's going to be a clear winner in this fight. But obviously, like if the tease at the end of King of the Monsters, when it was any indication, we're going to get like a Mecha Godzilla or a Mecha Ghidorah that they're going to team up and fight against.
I feel like it's going to be some sort of like mutated version of King Ghidorah. Just either if it's because there's still a few Godzilla villains that they can do, but yeah, I feel like it's eventually going to be. I feel like they're eventually going to have their little confrontation in the beginning, then a bigger fight later on. Then one's gonna get mad, and then one's gonna go and be like, "Bro, you gotta help me fight this fucking 3-headed dragon."
Just say Mothra.
Yeah. Yes. Give me that. Yeah, I think they're gonna fight, maybe like once or twice. Then they'll team up again, fight the bigger monster, and then
they'll be balanced to the earth again, and they'll go up their separate ways.
I just hope I hope Godzilla takes a nap again. I love that part from the first one. He like fights them all. He gets tired. He's like, "Fuck this! I'm taking a nap." He's like, I'm beat, man. I'm overweight. I haven't like worked in a while. You made me come out here and fight these fucking mutos. One's flying around. The other one's fucking giving birth, and it's massive, stabbing me in the back, just like fucking my shit up. He's like, I'm done. I'm done. I don't care about your city. It's already destroyed. I'm taking a nap. I'm taking a nap. He just fucking falls and goes to sleep.
Down. It's hilarious.
And he's like, all right, I'm done. I'm going back into the water. He gets up. Oh, so good. So good. I love it.
And I think, I know we said for May, but I think it's Memorial Day is when it comes out again. I think.
That's what the note said. The note said May.
Godzilla vs. Kong. Yeah, it comes out.
Whoever does these notes has to be fired. I'll speak to them. Look, we are proud of our production team. We have a very, very...
Dude, we have a really... we have a hardworking.
I tried so hard.
We have a hardworking production team that works round the clock.
We do.
Round the clock and does not get paid for shit.
You
okay?
Yeah. But yeah, I'll speak to the person who wrote the notes, and I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
No, but I
damn it, Bob.
Not great, Bob.
Oh God.
But yeah, I think pretty sure it's like Memorial Day, which is a nice prime spot for this to come out, and yeah, hopefully it lands.
Yeah, because that's like I feel like summer movie season pretty much starts off at now. It's like around like late March. That's kind of like where it's been.
Yeah, this is the way it feels like.
It's kind of gone earlier.
Yeah,
it was like the OG was like May, and then like April. Now it's like late March. But like that May, that's like the like pretty much.
Yeah, the month of May is like where a lot of big movies try to carve out their spot.
You get like just a tip for like March and April, and then May you start
goes all the way.
All the way in, baby. Oh yeah.
So with that, moving on, a new trailer for The Kingsman has been released. The film stars, how do you say her name?
Gemma Arterton, I believe.
Gemma Arterton. Okay. The film stars Gemma Arterton and Ralph Fiennes and
Ray Fiennes.
Oh, it's Ray Fiennes.
It is Ray Fiennes.
Wow, you're right.
Because they always they talk about this a lot. Because like apparently since he's like Welsh, I shouldn't do the things because I mean, culture and stuff.
Yeah.
But since he's Welsh, Ralph is pronounced as Ray.
Ray.
Yeah. People always joke
Ray
around
is
like,
Ray Fiennes.
how do you get around with Ray? How do you like? But yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Gemma Arterton, Ray Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes.
The film stars Gemma Arterton and Ray Fiennes and serves as a prequel to Matthew Vaughn's Kingsman film series. Originally set to hit theaters in February, the film has been described as follows. One man must race against time to stop history's worst tyrants and criminal masterminds as they get together to plot a war that could wipe out millions of people and destroy humanity. Oh no. The Kingsman will be released in theaters on September 18th, 2020. I love the Kingsman. Well, I love the Kingsman series except for the second one. So there's only been two.
Yeah. He's batting 50.
He's batting 50.
Yeah.
But I really do love the first one, and this is the third trailer we've gotten. The film was supposed to come out in February and got pushed. Actually, it got pushed before the coronavirus hit. So that's some good forward thinking on their part. It's had the September release date for a while now.
That's like a card that you can play. Be like, really, they pushed it because some shit went down, but we're just gonna play the coronavirus. We had inside sources tell us to.
Dude, this got pushed like in like early January. I think it got pushed.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the third trailer that's dropped for it, and all the trailers have been great so far. Like it's been really cool. Even though I didn't like the second Kingsman, I love the aesthetic. I love the world. I love how Matthew Vaughn does his action scenes. I like the characters in it. So the fact that they're going back to kind of do an origin to the first king, the Kingsman, so it's the origin of the Kingsman, should be really cool. And I mean, Ray Fiennes is awesome. Like everything he's in is just so fucking good. Is awesome. The cast itself is awesome. And then it's really cool. Like I like that the villains are some of like history's like they're real people. Like Rasputin is really cool. And
I don't know who the other ones are. I just know Rasputin.
Yeah, I mean I haven't looked into it, but the fact that Rasputin kind of in this latest trailer kind of takes center stage and he seems to be like the main guy is really cool. So yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Well, I saw 2 trailers.
Yeah.
Because I've said this before, our 13 listeners, loyal listeners, will know that I don't watch trailers. Mm-hmm. I try to go into movie blinds. But, like I said, since we're doing this, I have to watch it more. So I didn't watch the second trailer. So I fucking watched the second trailer, and I'm like, oh, this looks really cool. Like, it's exciting. And then I'm like, wait, coming out in February? I'm like, was it pushed again? I didn't realize that it was like the OG one.
Yeah.
But what I took away, so I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about both trailers. What I took away from the first one I saw was that this does have that sort of Matthew Vaughn feel to it, but almost like a little bit more mature, almost as if he had more money. Because when you think of like X-Men First Class or like Kick-Ass or like the first Kingsman movie, like these almost had like you said, with Michael Mann, like a little bit of like a gritty feel to it. Mm-hmm. This is very grand, very like almost mature, very classy, and very clear picture. Like the camera, I don't know if they use like better cameras, but something about it just feels a lot more like richer. And yeah, I had no idea of the cast that this movie like assembled. It's really good. Ray Fiennes, Gemma Arterton, Daniel Bruhl, Jamal Hantu, who we were just talking about the other day when we were watching Fate of the Furious, or Fast 7, whatever. But something else that kind of stuck out to me is that it's very much in line with the first one, kind of like when you think about Egerton, what's his name? Taron Egerton, thank you. When you think of Taron Egerton, he was like a little bit of an unknown coming into the Kingsman, into the first one. He kind of like blew up, and now he's like in high demand. Oh yeah, and it kind of has that feel here too. You have these sort of like veteran actors, these recognizable faces, bringing in this sort of for all intents and purposes, more of like an unknown into this like kind of secondary eggsy role. And yeah, you can tell the action sequences are very Matthew Vaughn-esque. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. It looks really cool. I'm really excited for this movie.
Yeah, and I'm actually on IMDb now looking at the cast, and yeah, I mean, I didn't look at this before, and like I kind of knew some of the people that were in the movie, but just looking at it, I mean, you have Aaron Taylor Johnson, you have Matthew Good, you have Stanley Tucci, Tom Hollander, like the.
Oh yeah, that's right. Stanley Tucci's Merlin.
Yeah,
yeah, which is fucking. You can never go wrong with Stanley Tucci.
No, which is really awesome, and yeah, it looks pretty awesome, and that was the thing about the second Kingsman was it kind of took what people loved about the first Kingsman and it doubled down on it, but it almost made it like worse to the point where it felt like I was watching a parody of the Kingsman, which is already a parody of James Bond.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
it's just way over the top.
So it's like they took the fight scene from the church and every action scene had that same style to it. And it almost got annoying, like with like the way the camera, it was like a one take, but not really a one take, but it was
and like kind of coming in,
and it was very like kinetic and like how it looked and everything. So I'm happy with this one. It looks like the action is not that again. Like, you know, you have some of the watch, like my favorite shot from the trailer is when I think it's Ray Fiennes and he picks up the shield and the bomb explodes and you just see him getting launched out of like I think he's in like a barn or something.
Yeah,
but it's just but I just love how it's framed and how it's shot and like a lot of the there's still some of that Kingsman action in there, but a lot of it is more like in wides where you can see everything.
It's more in lines with like the first kind of pub fight scene from the first one.
Right.
It's more in lines that kind of feels like it's still very flashy and it has that sort of Matthew Vaughn flavor, but it's more almost like grounded.
Yeah. Well, I like how you said like
stunt work.
Like how this has more of a mature look, which I did notice, especially on the very first trailer. Like it didn't look like Kingsman at first, and then you realize, oh, this is you know still in that universe, but the fact that it deals, you know, I think they're in, I don't know if it's World War I or World War II that they deal that they're in at one point, and then like you said, like because it's a period movie and some of the locations that they're at, like it just has like it has like this very grand feel, and there's definitely more of a I'm trying to think what I want to say here.
Well, it's like what you were saying of how it's already a parody.
Yeah.
You know, so you kind of get a little bit of that sense. It kind of comes through a little bit. But in this one, it feels more like its own thing. And it's like more, like I was saying, it just felt like more like a more sort of mature film from what I got from it.
Yeah.
A little richer, a little bit more flavor, a little bit more money. But yeah, I'm excited. And I love the one shot in the second trailer that came out a long time ago, where it's like you have these two people. It's like on the battleground. And you have these like lines of people. They kind of get close to each other. They get like 5 feet away from each other, and then they start fighting. It's like what was that term? The close quarter.
CQC.
Yeah. Whatever. But it's like they kind of it's like they're lining up 5 feet away from each other, and then once the bell rings, like then they're going and they're fighting, which is really cool. And like, just everything about it, the look, feel, the cast. Is awesome, and I also like the focus on Rasputin. I don't know that actor's name, but he was in Harry Potter. He was the.
It's his name's like. It begins with an R. It's
rough.
Right. It's either Rice Ifans or I really don't want.
Oh, the guy who played Lizard in Spider-Man 2?
Yes.
And from The Replacements?
Yes.
Rhys Ifans.
Is that what it is?
Wait, that's him?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, how do you say it? Rhys Ifans?
I believe it's Rhys Ifans.
Rhys
but
Ifans,
I could be 100% wrong. We've butchered a lot of names on this show. So.
Yeah, you know, he's wiry.
Yeah, wiry.
He's wiry.
Oh, I had no idea that was him.
Yeah, man, he's Rasputin.
Wait, he's in Harry Potter?
Is he in Harry Potter?
Isn't that the guy from Harry Potter, the one who is for like the Victor Crump's house leader?
Yes.
No way. No, Rhys Ifans is Luna Lovegood's dad.
Oh, right.
In Harry Potter.
Right.
Does he play both roles?
No, I don't
think
think
so. Oh my god, this is amazing.
I don't think so. Yeah, but it's him though.
Well, but regardless, this is him in this movie.
Yes.
Okay, that makes me that much more excited because I fucking love him.
Yeah, I know he's awesome.
Yeah, look. Oh, Martin, you like him? You don't even know movies then? Yeah, I'll go fuck myself.
Well, to be fair, the guy's in so many movies.
Yeah, but
he's got such a laundry list.
And you know me, I don't look up shit.
Yeah.
I just I'm like
just wing.
Yeah, I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna look it up. You love to look at all the details, all the Rotten Tomato scores, all the reviews, this and that. I'm like, you do that, bro. I'm just gonna come chill back here. But yeah, I love the focus on Rasputin. I love how he this kind of like tall, menacing, weird looking, fragile human being and just fucking shit up, like doing spins and everything. So yeah, I'm really excited for this movie.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope it delivers. And if it does deliver, and they do another one, do not fall back to fucking Golden Circle.
Yeah,
like know your Know your role.
Know your own shit. About to give him the rock business.
And I quote, you know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
No, I mean, that's the thing is like Matthew Vaughn. Up until Golden Compass, I think I've enjoyed every Matthew Vaughn movie. Like, so the fact that
that's right, he did do Golden Compass.
Yeah.
Wait, Golden Compass or Golden Circle?
Golden Circle. That's what I meant. Golden Circle.
I was about to say.
Not the Golden Compass.
Yeah.
But I've enjoyed every movie that he's done other than the Golden Circle. So.
Me too.
So that was just one misstep. So hopefully it's not like it doesn't continue on. You know?
Like aside from like just so much stacking people up on top of each other in a fucking stadium, like.
You know what the biggest problem with Golden Circle was? Is that Julianne Moore just was not a compelling villain. That was my biggest issue with it. Is the fact that like the first Kingsman, Samuel L. Jackson was so good as the bad guy.
He's like a parody off of someone.
Exactly, but the fact that he talks about the parodies, and I love that he has a lisp. But like, there's just so many different things with that character that just make it so good.
And Sophia Boutella as the main henchman is so.
Yeah, she's great in that too.
Kicks ass in that movie.
But yeah, it's just like what they did in that just did not work for the decisions they made in Golden Circle.
Yeah, and then she gave up so easily too. Like they drug her, and she's like,
that's what I mean. Like it just made like it was just
and
like
surprise, surprise. It's fucking the Mandalorian who is fucking shit up really.
Which I hated. I hated that they made him a bad guy. Man, I wanted him to just be part of like the team. I was so excited for that. And then I wanted
to see more Channing Tatum as like what's the whiskey? What's his name? I want to see more Halle Berry.
More Jeff Bridges.
Like the whole What were their names again? The
Statesman.
The Statesman. Thank you. I wanted to see more of that.
Yeah, they were barely in the movie.
And then it was like one and done, and then they just got fucking whatever. Yeah. Whatever.
Was not a fan, but hopefully we are fans of this one. But yeah, really excited for the Kingsman. It comes out September 18th, so we're looking forward to that. You know what else we're fucking looking forward to that comes out before that?
Oh yeah,
is DC Fandom.
Hell yeah.
And speaking of DC Fandom, Zack Snyder's Justice League is going to have a big presence there, and recently, which is really exciting, he gave us a first look glimpse at Justice League. It was a 30-second teaser. It was a 30-second teaser featuring Gal Gadot in Zack Snyder's basement, looking at some old Darkseid concept art.
Yes. I was talking to our writer Bob, who does the show notes, and I'm like, dude, just put something in there. Nick is not gonna see it.
What am I, like Anchorman?
You are.
If you put it in the teleprompter,
I'm like,
he's going to read it.
He's not gonna. He just put it in there, and it'll come off. Trust me.
Damn it! Who typed a question mark in the teleprompter?
For the last time, anything you put on that prompter, Burgundy will read.
Oh, I'm so happy. No, she's not.
She's not in his basement looking at concept art. She's in some fucking tomb looking at like hieroglyphics of Darkseid, and she's scared out of her mind, and it's awesome.
Yeah. But that was just more awesome.
We
got him, Bob. We got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. The clip put fans, aka Martin, in a craze and gave us an idea of what we can expect at this year's DC Fandom. A free virtual fan experience being held in late August, which I think is August 22nd, if I'm not mistaken. But
I believe that's correct.
Which is really cool because DC Fandom is going to have like every single DC project there, which is awesome. The only thing though, which is a little concerning, is I don't know if any of the comic stuff is going to be there. Like have a presence because
like comic books.
Comic books,
yeah.
Like writers and things like that.
I wouldn't see how, because like the reason these cons are so good for these people is because you literally have rooms full of artists where they can sell their art, where they can do autographs, where they can do photos.
Are you kidding me? If they didn't have the artist like doing an online panel and said, "Hey, go here to buy my artwork," I fucking would absolutely go to buy this.
Or maybe some like hey, come join us for 30 minutes and watch Jim Lee draw.
Yeah, absolutely. You know? And it's like, well, because he does that too. He'll do like drawings and like auctions it off for charity and stuff like that.
Yeah, did you see that Batman one he did?
Yeah.
It's fucking dope. Yeah.
With Affleck's Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Armored Batman from BBS, but yeah. But yes, we kind of assume where this is taking place. We were kind of trying to piece it out because we're nerds and we were like, where does this go? Like, where is this from?
Yeah, where's this fit in?
Yeah. And my immediate reaction was that it was like the basement of that museum that she was working at. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, why do you have like a fucking stick with fire?
Right.
Like, so maybe it's the mascara, because that would make more sense. Like that whole, what's the term for that?
Yeah, but the torch?
Torch.
Yes.
Is it a torch?
It's a torch.
Okay, a torch, yeah.
Not the human torch, but a torch.
For a torch, yeah. I'm like, why do you have, like, if you're in this fancy museum, I would imagine you probably have flashlights or light switches, but.
Right.
So I'm assuming that it's like.
I also don't know why that would be buried in the basement of that museum. but that's besides the point. But like, but you said she,
her clothes,
that's what she's wearing. So maybe she's,
and her hair.
Maybe she's somewhere.
Not the ridiculous wig.
No, not the ridiculous with the actual hair.
Yeah.
So maybe she's somewhere, because I think she's working in France, right?
At the Louvre, I believe.
Yeah. So maybe she's somewhere else in France, but like, because once she left Themyscira, she can't go back, right? Technically.
That's a great question.
As what the rules are
in
that world.
That's a great question. Yeah. But like the Joker said, the only way to live in the world is a world without rules.
And without rules.
And you can break your one rule,
which
is I'm considering it. I could literally go on.
I know.
I can go on and on. Stop me, Nick. Just cut it off at its head.
We're keep going. But yes, logically, if we're thinking straight, it has to be after that, where she's working at the museum. But it's neither here nor there. It's fucking awesome. Zack Snyder actually teased this last year. He actually showed a little bit of the pictures of this where she's looking at that. So to see it now in motion was just awesome. So cool. And I love the look of fear she has on her face, because she's, and I've seen people, discuss this, how,
this has been going on a lot.
She's fought Doomsday, she's fought Steppenwolf, smiling, not thinking that she's like a fucking badass, which she is, but her looking at Darkseid and just this fear that's coming over her, like, you just get chills when you watch this 30-second teaser.
Yeah, and obviously the whole notion of like the gods. We got a little snippet in Wonder Woman where Hippolyta is essentially telling her about the gods. So I'm sure across her, or at some point along her sort of classes or studies, she came across Darkseid, and so she probably saw, and she was like, "That's the motherfucker you told me about in 5th grade." So so like I'm sure it's all coming to her. But yeah, I love that whole notion. I love that it's new. I love that it's something we haven't seen before. It's crazy that we're seeing something new. This was probably filmed like 4 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, man.
Like, it's insane, and then it has that look that. Which I'm not a big fan of, the whole desaturated Zack Snyder aesthetic, so to speak. Yeah. But just seeing that again, and you just know, like, this is gonna be something different.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be something different. And like, I'm so excited.
Well, that's also the thing that, like, because like I think the worst thing about there's a lot of bad things about Justice League, but one of the things that I had a problem with is that they tried to brighten up all of the footage that Snyder shot, and it looks wrong, because when you're shooting a movie, you have an idea of what it's going to look like in post. So when you don't shoot for it, when you try to redo what somebody else's thing, like, it's like you can't just take what he shot and try to brighten it up to make it look like it's the Avengers. Like, you just can't do that, because
Guardians,
right? Like or like Guardians, like, because it's not meant to have that look. It's shot a specific way, so when you color correct it, it looks how it looks. So the way they did it in Justice League, it comes off as looking like really like cheap.
And not just that, but then when you're completely doing a new scene with like a green screen background, and it doesn't match what originally, like you're saying, it doesn't match everything that you're already doing. It just sticks out. It sticks out like a sore thumb. Like, I know for a fact that whole Batman sequence in the beginning was, I believe that was all Whedon, right?
All Whedon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that right there, you like, that color grading was clearly adapted to the rest of the film, and like, everything just kind of feels unbalanced.
It does, yeah. So to see, like, when they cut to Darkseid standing where in the movie Steppenwolf was, and then when you look at it from the movie aspect of the original Justice League, with Steppenwolf standing there, it's so like red and saturated. So when you cut back to now this one where you see Darkseid standing there, and like there's hints of the orange, like the the cracks in the ground, but it's not like super saturated. So like, it still has like that gritty look to it.
And from our understanding, that's how the movie's going to open up, or whatever the movie or the
which
whatever,
I'm pumped, man. They keep saying
whatever they do,
from the stunt performers that worked on it to some of the actors that got cut out of it. They described it as Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see this like giant epic battle take place. Zach also said that the Martians are going to be there. The Martian. So I'm excited to see some shape-shifting aliens. If we get some crazy creature, dragon, coming down and fighting, I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
Yep.
Like,
you're going to have more presence of like the lanterns and...
Well, yeah, he said, because the lantern that we got in that one was not his, apparently. It's what he said.
Yeah.
So, like, he did intend to have lanterns in there. To what extent, we don't really know. But yeah, I'm excited just to see that whole sequence. I hope it's like 20 minutes long.
Yep.
I hope it's insane.
You get Darkseid doing some crazy shit.
Yeah, well, we kind of already got it from the from the pre-rendering images that were released. There's
and this is
him swinging his fucking axe.
And
shit.
this is a young. Apparently, they describe him as like a young Darkseid. So he's not like he's not in the armor yet. He doesn't,
Yeah, which
he's not in his original, like the armor that people know him from.
I would love to see because in New 52, I believe it's like issues like 21, 22, whatever, of Justice League featuring Darkseid. Like they kind of go a little bit into his backstory of how he was kind of like a farmer, and then I can't really remember what, I think it was the Shaggy Dog. Is that I'm drawing a blank, but like essentially he defeats it, like his family gets killed and all this stuff, I believe, and then he turns into Darkseid.
Gotcha.
And he doesn't really he just has like the thing. Right. But he's like, Hugh says it's dead. Now it's like Darkseid. But it's so cool, and I'm excited to see it. To what extent? I mean, for all we know, Darkseid was never really supposed to be the main focus. It was always supposed to be Steppenwolf. Mm-hmm. So this could be the only live action Darkseid we're probably going to get in action. Right. And then we'll probably get a glimpse of him later on, unless they decide to change shit around and redo stuff, which is a possibility. Right. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited.
I'd also be curious to see if the New Gods movie is still a thing that Ava DuVernay and Tom King are doing, because I don't know if I saw it on the list at DC Fandom, which is interesting if it's not, because virtually every movie, like even like Black Adam is going to be there, and they haven't shot shit for that yet. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but they have. This was also around a time where everything was being thrown out. A lot of shit was being dropped. A lot of news was being dropped. So because it was a while. This is like right around the time when A Wrinkle in Time was coming out. So it's been like almost like 2 years almost.
Well, I think I saw Ava mention something about it like maybe like a month ago that it's still, I think it's still going on. I would assume it's still going on,
but to what extent we don't know. If DC is holding off right now, or Warner Bros. Are holding off right now to kind of get stuff in motion, then good for them. I would love that. I mean, I'm excited to see a New Gods movie. I think New Gods you can do. New Gods has a lot of Game of Thrones elements, in my opinion, with a lot of like the hierarchies, the backstabbing, a lot of shit going on, a lot of fun characters. Tom King is the right kind of consultant or writer, so to speak, to be on this. I hope it's not a Jeff Johns situation. The guy is really great comic book writer, but let's keep in mind that not everything that works in comic books translates well to the movie. So if you have Ava DuVernay there, kind of with her experience calling the shots and kind of seeing him as a consultant and helping her out with writing the script because he knows the mythology, then great. But I would love it if DC is saying like, hold on, like we have this other stuff going on. We have Zack Snyder's coming in. Like, let's just take it easy, one step at a time. So if that's the case, great. If they have a clear plan in mind that's not going to be affected regardless of what's going to happen in the future, okay. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like I would love to see a New Gods movie, but at the same time, we just gotta. Well,
the thing with the New Gods is it would feel kind of hollow to do that movie and to not have like
Darkseid.
No, well, I'm pretty sure Darkseid is going to be in it, but it feels hollow to do movies like that, especially when you're focusing on the Justice League's main villain and you don't have a Justice League. You know what I mean? Like
it's the world building.
This is a movie that expands the universe, but there needs to be a universe to expand.
Right. If it was again, I know some people don't like to compare to Marvel, but if there was if the MCU, if the DCU kind of took a similar route, like this would be your sort of cosmic. This and Green Lantern opened up your cosmic world.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I agree with you. For it to just be a standalone movie and then not really keep the other characters in mind doesn't really make sense. Right. I would imagine that because these are and you already have your Suicide Squad, you already have your band of misfits, your villains. Are you going to have another group of just bad guys that don't really go anywhere? Right. Like you need some sort of adversary there. I would imagine so. You need some sort of competition to rival it. If this is going to be focused on Apocalypse and kind of going to like a Big Barda and all the other characters and all the sort of politics and everything, there is a way to kind of focus it on just simply Apocalypse, like I said, and focus on the politics and the hierarchies and everything that's kind of going on. But it would feel empty. It would feel, because at the same time, I'm like, I want to see Big Barda talking to Diana. I want to see that. I want to are they gonna have Granny Goodness? Granny Goodness is a ridiculous character. It's essentially like a grandma that speaks that has like the physique of a bodybuilder. It's kind of crazy. Like, you know, some of these characters are wild.
Right.
Kirby, they had fun with him when they were, I don't know what they were doing, but they were doing other stuff rather than just writing too. So yeah, I mean, it's all a matter of time.
I know, it's all a matter of time. It's all speculation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also curious too, because not so much, I mean, maybe it's part of the fact that, you know, because of the coronavirus, but ever since they announced Zack Snyder's Justice League is coming out, I feel like everything in DC, other than the projects that are already in development, just went to a halt.
I
said this is coming out now. Let's see how it does, and then we're gonna see what the reaction is to this before we press forward with what happens. Because, you know, and I know we've said this numerous times, and we probably sound like a what the fuck's the term?
Oh, you're asking me for the term?
No, like what is it?
Broken record player.
Broken record player. Thank you, Martin.
Motherfucker. Boom.
It had to happen at one point.
The tables have turned.
How the turntables.
How the turntables.
Well. How the turntables.
Yeah, I love it.
But yeah, so we probably do sound like broken records because we keep saying how this could change everything. Zack Snyder's Justice League, if it comes out and it is successful, this could reshape and get DC's universe back on track with being a shared universe and having all these characters. Case in point, rumors are going around with The Flash now that Jeffrey Dean Morgan is going to come in and play Thomas Wayne, and that we're going to have a Flashpoint type of situation now. So if that's the case, now you have what we've been saying this entire time, is that the Flash movie, with it being Flashpoint, is like the ace in your pocket, because that can just reset everything. So if you lose any actors, you can now do this where it just completely redoes everything, and you can have a new Batman without it being awkward. You can do all this different stuff now. So it can reset your universe, and you can get back on track to having it being a shared universe.
All you have to do is have Ben Affleck come in for a little bit and have your other Batman, whatever it is, come in for a little bit, kind of establish those characters.
Because Bruce Wayne bookends Flashpoint. He's in the beginning and he's at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You just introduce whatever actor or character you're gonna have to play Batman. Just introduce him somehow, whether it's like a picture and Bruce can be like, "Oh, that's my friend, whatever, who died like a year ago." And then when Flash comes back, the friend is Batman, and then there's a picture of Ben Affleck.
Right.
Just be like, "Oh yeah," so it's like, "Oh my god!" So in this world, or when I reset it, the other friend died. You know, like,
yeah,
what a twist. You know, like whatever. Like there's so many ways of doing it. It's literally your reset button.
Yes.
But that I'm excited if that is the case, that Warner Brothers is just taking it slow. Then I'm excited for that, because there's potential here. Mm-hmm. There's a lot you can do. You already announced that Henry Cavill's gonna come back in a limited fashion. I think that's really smart. Let's just kind of ease him in there, just a tip.
Right.
Let's ease him in there, and then let's see how we can maybe possibly make him work in his own standalone movie. Let's start this sort of world building. We already have this sort of platform that we can play on, so let's experiment on there, and let's see how we can possibly branch off. Mm-hmm. And another thing too, you can start playing with the whole idea of like the different universes, the different Earths, and all that shit. You can have Robert Pattinson's Batman being a different Earth, a different universe, with the whole Speed Force and everything kind of going on. And hey, like when Justice League comes along, hey Barry, I need you to go get Batman. Yeah, he'll run in and grab him. You know, like I don't know, but I'm glad that if they are doing this, which we kind of assume they are, I'm glad that they're just kind of taking one step at a time. Mm-hmm. They're just stepping back. They're seeing how Zack Snyder's Justice League is going to do, and then going from there. Like, look, you already have Wonder Woman coming out. Yep. You already have Suicide Squad coming out. Yep. You already have your Justice League. So we're going to get content. You have Aquaman 2 also, kind of how maybe that can have some sort of reworked in regards to maybe something that possibly could happen. Right. So you already have some stuff coming out.
And Shazam is
Shazam,
still
exactly. So you already got some sort of cards on the table. I was looking for a cool metaphor, but it didn't work. You kind of have some.
What do you do?
I don't know, you got some stuff in your pocket.
Some stuff.
I don't fucking know. English is not my first language. But you kind of have some...
That's your reset button.
Yeah. Some things in play.
Right.
So to speak. So just kind of go with that, and then... take it easy, and then see how possibly we can reshape... We can Flashpoint Paradox and reshape the universe and make shit happen. Yeah. But I'm excited.
I'm excited too. You know, and...
If you can't tell.
I'm
sweating over here.
Absolutely. And yeah, but I think, in DC fandom's going to be kind of like that. I think it's going to be that first step to see what a lot of their plans are going forward, since the fact that so many movies are going to be there. Probably going to get our first trailer for Suicide Squad. We're definitely going to get more content for the Batman.
We're going to get a Justice League
trailer. We're going to get a full, like you said, a 4 to 5 minute trailer.
We're going to get a 5-minute Justice League trailer. And I called this, when we spoke about the Zack Snyder cut, you can see our Zack Snyder discussion. He is excited. He cannot wait to just... If it was up to him, he probably would release a trailer now.
Absolutely.
Like, he would release, like, everything now. Like, trailer, pictures, everything.
Scenes, like all
scenes.
Kinds of,
He cannot wait. And neither can we. So, we're definitely going to get... I'm going to say that whatever trailer we get is going to be over 3.5 minutes.
Easy.
Yeah, like,
Easy.
That's, like, at least 3.5 minutes.
It's going to be a tank of a trailer.
Yeah, and to our other point before... Don't announce new shit. If you're going to, fine, but just give us more of what's already in play. Give us more Shazam, Black Adam information.
Which I think that's probably what's going to happen. Yeah. I don't think they're going to be announcing any new movies, considering the fact that it looks like their future is pretty crowded at this point in terms of like what they have to do, and with the coronavirus, it's kind of halted a lot of stuff. So I think even them, they're just like, all right, we have these movies that need to finish up. We have these movies that are about to start rolling. So let's just focus on that. And then after those are done, then we'll see what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah. But like the fact that we're going to get maybe 2 trailers of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Like
crazy.
How can you not be?
Yeah.
I'm about to scream right now. Like, I don't understand how you cannot be excited for it.
And then imagine if we're getting Thomas Wayne.
If that gets confirmed, we're going to get 3 Batmans within 2 years?
Yeah.
If they forgave Ezra for RKOing people, we still don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But like, we're going to see a fucking Justice League trailer with Batfleck again, just being awesome.
Yep.
And then we're probably going to get like maybe a teaser of Pattinson.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go over here, watch this, lose my mind, then pick my brain up off the floor, and then go over here and watch this, and I'll lose my mind again. Like, what a time to be alive.
I know. It's
amazing.
Absolutely awesome. And it's exciting. If you're a DC fan, you should be absolutely excited.
If you're a fan in general, if you are a comic book, if you're a nerd fan, in general, just be excited. Knock it off with this DC Marvel bullshit, like whatever. We have very small voices on a very small platform.
Yes.
So whatever we say is probably going to make little to no difference. Whenever I try to speak on a big platform, I get called a pussy. People tell me to go fuck myself. And I'm like, all right, cool. Catch you later. But just enjoy it. Like, it's a good time to be a nerd. Enjoy it. Like,
yes.
It's cool. Like, think about fucking 4 years ago. People are meeting up on the streets to play Pokemon Go. Like, times have changed, people. Like, I remember back in the day, I used to walk around because, like, the comic books have the, sometimes they would have the white, kind of like we have right back there with Lisa Protector, have the white back. So I would, like, turn it so you wouldn't see the comic book. I'd be like, I don't want people, like, think I'm a fucking loser because I got, like, comic book stuff. Like, it's not like that anymore. Now it's cool.
Right.
Now it's cool. People like it. It's cool to know these things. It's fun. Like, let's enjoy it. Girls, like, okay. I'm getting a little too personal. I'm gonna pull myself back. But sometimes girls like it when you talk Star Wars to them.
Yeah.
They enjoy it. So yeah, we'll let you put the rest of the imagination to play.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's enjoy this. That we're getting all this flavor. Like, we're getting 2 Batmans in 1 year. We're getting a whole bunch of Marvel stuff. We're getting a whole bunch of DC stuff. We're gonna get Mandalorian soon. Like,
what a time.
What a time.
What a time, Nerds Nation, to be alive.
What a time to be alive. Yeah.
All right. And I think that does it for us. Thank you guys for joining us. Please subscribe on our YouTube page. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on Apple Podcasts. Check us out on Anchor. What else?
Oh, I just want to say thank you. We've been getting a lot of support on the gram. We've been
getting a lot of support on the gram.
Yeah, we recently launched our Instagram page, like we said before. That was phase 2.
Yes.
Yeah. So phase 2 has been doing very well.
Yes.
We've gotten a lot of support over the past 2 or 3 weeks, and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
thank you guys for the love.
Thank you for the love. Thank you for the likes, the views, the comments, everything. We really appreciate it. We just put out a new video for Father's Day, so go check it out.
Yep.
Enjoy it. This is probably come out days after Father's Day, but still go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all.
And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.